What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I want to do another quick video today to cover the best motorcycle seat pad for the BMW GS Adventure R1250 and R1200. So stick around. So this is the Airhawk. This thing is awesome. Little zipper here, and this is the actual pad itself. Really looks like there's no air in it, but there really is. What it does is it's got these air pockets, and they're all connected. You can see that there. And it's got this tube, you can fill it up, release it, fill it up as much as you want. What happens is, like, you sit on this and it pushes the air out, right? It pushes the air to the lower spot. It gives you a bigger surface to sit on. Basically, your butt imprint sits on a bigger surface, so it's fluid and the air moves around, and it's awesome. It's pretty awesome. It has this channel down the middle, so you don't have any pressure on your tailbone at all, which is really nice. It's just great. You can fill it up and adjust it. It comes with this seat cover. It's got this red stripe on it down the middle, and it's just got these little latches. Let's see here. It just little self-hooking latches. And you can adjust it. It just goes under the seat and crisscrosses, and I really don't have a problem with it moving. But this thing is awesome. It's very affordable. It totally looks like there's no air in here. There's very little air in here, but you don't need much, really. And this seat pad, it's got a little kind of rubbery bottom, so it doesn't really move around and slide around a lot. And I never have problems with, like, when I stand up, this thing coming up. These straps are, like, they're pretty tight. They keep it secure. It adjusts from here and here. But this is the Airhawk. And this is a small version of the cruiser seat pad. So if you want a seat pad for the BMW GS Adventure R1250 or R1200, the cruiser seat pad fits on these the best. This is a small. I think most people will generally like the larger one. The larger cruiser pad by Airhawk is ideally what most people will want. I'm a little smaller, I got a little smaller body, so I went with the smaller one, and you can see it fits just right on the edge of it, right over the edge here. Like, the larger is gonna hang over a little bit, so it's not, and like, it's a little short from here to here. I think the larger will be a little bit bigger. But I think the large is what most people will want. So there are a couple things to know about this seat pad before you do buy it. I think this seat pad is awesome, but it does take time to get used to. When I first bought this, I was like, I paid $100 for this. This thing's uncomfortable. But it took a little time to adjust it. So basically, you have to adjust the pressure down until you get it comfortable for you. And basically, the manufacturer, Airhawk, they say that this raises your seat height a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. And I think the problem most people have is they overfill these. And then when you sit on it, it feels like jello. Like when you turn into a turn, you feel it kind of like jello, like you kind of moving on top of it. And when it feels like Jello, you have too much air in it. They say to fill it up and then sit on it and adjust it, let the air out until it's comfortable. It took me probably a week to figure out to get the right level in it. I would let air out and I would think, man, I can't let any more air out. And then it was still a little uncomfortable, so I let a little more air out and like it got more comfortable, but it was still not quite perfect, and I have to let more air out. So I kept letting more and more air out. It took me about a week, but then I got it. And let me say, when you get it, this thing is awesome. It's the best accessory I bought for this motorcycle, and it's less than $100. And once you buy one and get it adjusted to you and you get used to it, you will never ride without one. It is awesome, but I say be warned, it does take time to get used to it and adjust it. Like I said, I bought it and the first week I was ready to return it. It just wasn't comfortable. But my problem was I didn't have the right amount of air in it. I had too much air in it, and you gotta let it out. Like I said, the manufacturer says, or a half an inch to a quarter inch, it'll raise your seat height. That's really not that bad. I'm kind of a shorter guy. I got like a 31.5 inch inseam. So I have a lower GS with the lower seat, and I can flat foot pretty well, but I didn't want a big thick one that sits me up way higher. I just can't do it. And you see how much air is not in this pad. And like it really doesn't raise my seat height hardly at all. I'm within a quarter inch to a half inch higher because of this pad, but for adding a pad that's this comfortable and gaining only a half an inch, it's awesome. It's worth it. And I see a lot of people have the big wool, sheepskin, whatever, like seat pads, and I'm sure those are warm and I'm sure they're comfortable, but they raise the height a lot. And I ride in the desert. I don't need like all this cold weather comfort. I ride in the desert, so I wanted something that is comfortable, that's minimal height, and it's not gonna make me sweat like a hog or anything, or I can get it wet. It's not a big deal. I just leave it on all the time. I haven't had anybody steal it yet, and like when I wash the bike, I just leave it on there and squeegee out the water as much as I can. It's good to go. And I rode this on my trip to Alaska, and like the first week of the last trip, I was adjusting it. After I got used to it, I couldn't really tell like it was doing anything. The only way I could tell, it felt more comfortable, but the only way I could tell is I could ride longer with more comfort. I've done 1,000 miles in a day several times, and I've done it 3 times without this seat pad. So I can ride 1,100 miles in a day without a seat pad on a regular standard GS seat, the lower seat. It's got this curve right here, you can tell. But this is a regular standard lower GS seat, and I could do 1,000, 1,100 miles on this thing, no problem. But with this seat pad, it makes riding longer that much easier. Once you get used to it and have it, there's no going back. I believe this is the best motorcycle seat pad for any motorcycle, but especially for the BMW GS Adventure R1200, R1250. Like I did say, I have the small, and it fits. It's just a little short on the sides, the front, and the edges. It's not a problem for me. I'm a smaller guy, but I think most people will want the large. It'll cover more of this. It'll just be bigger, and it'll hang off the sides a little bit. But like I said, be patient with it, get used to it, keep adjusting on it. When you get it to where you want it, you'll never ride without it. I had a buddy recommend these to me before my Alaska trip, and me and Brian took him up on it, and Brian, I'll tell you, these things are awesome. It's worth every penny. But just be patient with it, adjust on it, and for under $100, you can't beat it. I'm putting a link in the description. Click on that. You can order it from Amazon for less than $100. I can't say enough good things about the Airhawk motorcycle seat cushion. And this is the cruiser seat pad. I have the small cruiser seat pad. The large cruiser seat pad is what you want. It's got the red stripe on it for the channel for the tailbone, so there's no pressure on your tailbone. And it's awesome. Can't go wrong. Worth every penny. But I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up. If you have one of these and you like them, put a comment below. Let me know if you like it. I don't think, and if you don't like it, put a comment below, because I don't think there's anybody that doesn't like this seat pad. Like I said, I didn't like it the first week, but after a week of using it and adjusting on it, there's no way I'm going back. I know they make a lot of other products. They make stuff for like dual sport bikes. They make seat pads for lots of motorcycles, but the one for the BMW GS Adventure is the large cruiser seat pad is what you want. It's good. It's good stuff. Airhawk. But thanks for watching. Give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Oh yeah, and I got some good content coming. I got some off-road in the snow in Mount Charleston. I'm planning a Cabo run right now for the winter. Probably gonna do Joshua Tree and some Southern Cal stuff. So I got good stuff coming. I'm gonna try to do 2 a week if possible. Got a little personal stuff going on, slowing me down this week, but I'm gonna get on a roll and I'm gonna start knocking them out. But thanks for watching. Motor Brigade. Give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one.